Okay. Obviously, coming off 2 wins in a row, we're playing pretty good football right now. We need to go down to Cincinnati, who's playing extremely well. Won 4 games in a row since they played us late in October. Big challenge. Another good special teams unit, well-coached unit. Coach Simmons has been there a long time, and I told our guys this week that Coach Simmons was a close friend of mine until he came to Cleveland. So now we can't be friends anymore, but I do respect him. I think he does a great job down there. What do you got?
Did you run the full 76 yards with DPJ last night?
No, I don't do that. First of all, I'm way too old. I would probably pull a muscle. Honestly, I've always done this. Anytime our guys have scored a touchdown, first thing I look for are for flags. And then the second thing I look for the head coach to see if he wants to go for 1 or 2. Once I got the 1 signal, put the field goal team out there. All right, making sure, because they're celebrating. Our guys are celebrating. Our offensive linemen running on the field celebrating. And, of course, the play clock's still running. Kick the PAT, and then I have to get the kickoff ready. So we got, bang, bang, bang. There's no time to celebrate.
Donovan said that was designed to go right, and everything went just as planned, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he did a really good job. You can't block everybody because we're going to double both gunners like we did on that play. It was 4th and longer, and I want to give the defense credit. They have forced 16 punts in the last 2 games. That's why our return games had more opportunities, and we've done a nice job with those opportunities. But when you force teams to punt like our defense has been doing the last 2 games, you're going to have more and more opportunities in the return game, and that's really helped us. But we did a great job on the gunners. Guys, Donovan did a great job making the 2 guys miss at the point of attack, and he kind of had an escort down the sideline. It was a pretty cool play.
Mike, you finally got a punt return for a touchdown, and then you claimed a punter. What's the story there? Got a punt returner.
No, I think we're always looking to improve the roster. Andrew, Kevin, and I, we talked about that, and I think anytime you got a player with Jalen's ability, you're always looking to improve the roster. So that has nothing to do, obviously, with Donovan. I mean, Donovan's doing a great job, and I'm not looking to swap anybody out. I just think Jalen for the future. Donovan plays a lot of offense, guys. I mean, he plays darn near every snap on offense. So at some point he's going to get tired. At some point he's going to need a break, and Jalen provides that ability to be a really good dual returner for us if need be.
Donovan could keep his balance when he almost tripped at the 40. I mean, he was practically like horizontal to the ground watching.
Yeah, he did a great job. He's such a great athlete, and once he gets rolling, we all know how fast he is. The young man that Mike Brown was blocking did a great job and kind of pushed him by the play, and the guy just kind of swiped out his foot, and Donovan kept his balance. And obviously, it was a great play.
Sorry. How much has he grown since you first put him out there as rookie year to what we saw on Sunday?
Donovan had experience at Michigan and did a pretty good job. I think he had 1 50-yarder his senior year, so we knew he had the ability once he got going. He's not your prototypical punt returner. He's got that quick twitch, smaller body type that makes everybody miss, but he is strong, and once he gets rolling, he's really fast, as you guys know. So, he's always been a really good ball security guy, and which we emphasize. That's the number one thing we emphasize constantly with him and all our returners. I'm proud of what he accomplished and what our punt return team accomplished, especially the last 2 weeks.
When you say obviously did it at Michigan, and when you first put him back there, he seemed a little tentative for whatever reason. Has anything changed?
Yeah, like any young player, reps and confidence. Reps and confidence to really help any returner, because punt return is not an easy job. I mean, most normal human beings don't want to be a punt returner for obvious reasons, and you always have the fair catch to protect you. But I think he has grown, he's matured, and with experience, and because he is an intelligent player, he understands the nuances of the position. He continues to improve in that regard as well.
Is there anything else besides more opportunities that have made the punt return work so well?
I think, Anthony Schwartz has done a great job. I mean, here's a wide receiver who's playing corner, and he can run with anybody. He's done a really nice job the last few weeks. Let's see, Greedy Williams, Ronnie Harrison, both those 2 guys have done a great job on punt return. The guys inside, Jordan, Konechik, Tony Fields had a big block at the point of attack. A lot of those guys have done a really nice job. A lot of the rookies have bought in. Jerome Ford, he's our kickoff returner, but he also played on punt return last week. Dearness Johnson. So a lot of those guys do a really nice job for us, I think. And when you got a guy that has a chance to score, it's amazing how much harder guys work, how much longer they work. They finish plays with more confidence, and that's really helped us.
Anthony Schwartz was starting to rebuild his confidence through, special teams especially. So how much does it hurt to now have to be without him for 4 weeks?
It's a great question. I talked to him this morning, and I was disappointed for him, disappointed for us, because he's doing a great job. He's got a couple plays that he made at gunner. He's done a great job on punt return, locking down their number 1 gunner because he can run so fast. He's done a decent job on kickoff return. So, I'm real proud of him and his progress. It's just a shame he got hurt.
Like in general, how the division games to play a team second time, to try to beat them for a second time, you're doing this a long time, just how hard is that to really do?
Well, sure. As you guys know, any win is tough to come by in this league. All these games are so close. Cincinnati's are playing really well, offensively, defensively, special teams, and, we have our work cut out for us. But that's the great thing about this game, about this league. We don't have any, there's no cupcakes in this league. Every game's tough. We're going on the road. It's going to be a great environment for football. I mean, their fans are just as passionate as our fans, and maybe not quite as passionate, but they're up there. But, it's going to be a fun atmosphere. It'll be a very competitive, good football game, and I'm looking forward to it.
Mike, did Taki just get hurt running down, covering that punt? Was he getting blocked or was he just running?
He was getting blocked, and a lot of teams hold, and they were holding him, and he spun to get off the hold once, and they locked him down again. And we teach the guys to spin because then the officials call it. If you don't do anything, you get off a holding call, they're not going to call to throw the flag. And I thought maybe they'd throw one there, but they didn't, and he just got his foot caught in the turf. It was sad, man. That one broke my heart. You have a great play where you cause a fumble, and we set up our last score. We get a field goal. We're up by 3 scores now, and you look out, and one of your favorite players is on the ground. So that was tough for me, because we have a great relationship. He's played for me now for 4 years, and he's a great person, great leader, great locker room guy, great friend of guys on the team, and that's going to be tough. You can't replace a guy like him.
Corey had 4 punts in the 20. Is that position kind of about finding stride, or did he do something maybe different to help him have such a strong game there?
He's been hot and cold this year, as you guys know, mainly hot. He's done a nice job overall. I think he really found his groove. Indoors is easier, obviously, to punt the ball, but he had a really good rhythm going. We protected extremely well. They came after a couple punts. The one punt we down at the 2, and then they had the penalty. That guy blocked Greedy in the back. The returner did. They put the ball at the 1. 2 plays later, Denzel Ward's in the end zone with a fumbled, return for a touchdown. So all that complimentary football is huge, and he had punted pretty well in the Tampa game as well. So he's starting to get more and more confidence and continually working on his technique, and he's making some strides as well.
How much does Chrisman change their punt game?
He's hitting the ball well. He hits some line drive punts, but he's got a strong leg. He's a bigger, stronger guy. Kevin's had such a great career there. I have so much respect for Kevin Huber and what he's accomplished in his career. Kudos to him, and I think they signed him back to their practice squad in case anything happens to Drew. But he's a big, strong guy. I liked him coming out. He can throw the ball. He threw a fake in the Big Ten championship game against Wisconsin back in 2019. So we look at all that tape, so we know he can throw, and that's always a threat. I think. Being a righty, it changes a little bit with how teams play. When you rush the punt, it's on a different side. And so I think that he will continue to grow because he's big and strong. He's got a lot of talent.
Cade, questions for you. Obviously had a good game down in Houston. Do you guys ever talk about like what kind of percentage of effort he puts into kicks? Like, should he be all out on every kick when you might only need 80% to make a 45-yarder?
Yeah, we don't really talk about percentage, but we do talk about rhythm. Absolutely. Sometimes the rhythm be too fast to the ball or maybe too slow to the ball. There's always that right, mindset, right rhythm to the ball, and that's absolutely something we talk about. But nothing like 80%, 100%, 90%.
Those 2 kickoffs that he kind of hit low, was that on purpose?
Not really. I mean, anytime you kick off after a punt return for a touchdown, when 9 of the guys on the kickoff team were on the punt return team, and they're all looking at me like, "Hey man, we need a touchback here." We were hoping to get a touchback there. He mishit a little bit, and the guys covered it well. It's one of those things when that ball came up, so I went, "Oh no, let's not go back to back here, guys." But they covered it well.
So York is back to normal now?
I don't think any kicker's back to normal. No, I'm kidding. He has a lot of confidence, and his big thing was, getting the ball in the air, good elevation, and he's worked really hard on that the last few weeks, and he's just got to be more consistent and believe in the process like we talked about last week, and I thought he did a really nice job down there in Houston.